The first time I heard that Darren Aronofsky had something, I'd been a fan for a really long time. So I was immediately interested and I wanted to meet with him. And then it was the first time I've ever just had a conversation with the director. He just kind of had ideas that were so interesting and unique. And he didn't even really have a script. It was just these brilliant and explosive ideas. So I immediately wanted to be a part of it. My character's very maternal. She's very giving emotionally. And she's kind of in awe of this artist that she's married to, that she loves. And she just wants to nurture. She wants to nurture their home. She wants to nurture his art. She wants to nurture him. And there's a small element of insecurity in her that kind of makes them the perfect match. Javier's amazing to work with. I mean, he's an incredible actor. He's so pure. Everything that he's doing and portraying is real. And so it's interesting, all of the conversations that we would always have, because it's just how to make everything real, which towards the end of this movie, as you'll see, starts to become more and more of a challenge to keep everything still grounded. When you first meet my character, you realize how much love and passion she's putting into this home, and she's rebuilt Javier's house that burned down before she knew him, as much as she can, because she loves him and she wants to make this perfect environment for them, and she puts her entire heart into it. You know, it's a real passion project for her. There's something to be said about the particular type of relationship that Darren wrote about. That there's an unevenness to it, where I think that she's happy and I think she's in love and she's attracted to this man, but she's always a little bit scared of something changing. She's always a little bit scared of seeing something shift behind his eyes, or a deeper meaning behind something, that maybe he doesn't love her as much as he did yesterday, which was interesting for me to play because I've never done that before, and it's something that I think all of us have felt in a relationship at one point or another, and it's deep and not obvious. It's not loud, and so I think that certain circumstances start happening throughout the movie that make her realize that this relationship really is off balance and something really is wrong. And I think in that she gets a little bit of her power back. There's a million different facets to this movie that certain people are going to relate to, be scared of, be intrigued by. You know, loving is scary. Falling in love is scary. Being vulnerable is terrifying. But also not letting yourself be vulnerable is terrifying. When Ed Harris knocks on our door, that's the first time we have another character that's not just Javier or me. And he's a complete stranger, which is exciting for Javier's character, and invigorating, which is a little scary for Grace, because she has her nest and everything settled, and she's comfortable, and it's confusing. And the way that they hit it off is also a little intimidating, because if you don't feel secure in a relationship, as we all know, any time that your partner seems like they're having a good time or being stimulated by somebody else is threatening, and that only continues to grow throughout the movie. Michelle Pfeiffer comes in, which, as an audience member, Michelle Pfeiffer's character blows in, and it's just an entirely different energy. And I loved it. I felt like I was watching Michelle Pfeiffer in that movie, like I was watching a football game. For my character, it's incredibly intimidating, because she's this woman who is everything that my character isn't. And she's very forward with her energy. and my character is just a little bit more reserved and a little bit more cautious of these people, whereas these people are immediately ready to be kind of our house guests. And I'm still, my character's still a little taken aback by how quickly my husband has taken to this man who to me is a complete stranger. Doing scenes with Michelle was just phenomenal. She's so effortless with it. She just kind of easily goes into this place, and then I feel like she made me better. She was just so easy to build off of. I started forming my relationship with the house in a warehouse where there was just chalk drawings of the outline of the house, because that's when we were doing our rehearsals, and that's when I was kind of starting to find who Grace was. So my imagination was already starting with how she would walk down the stairs and hold the banister and really feel the home, or how she would feel the intensity at which her close emotions are tied to the house. So then once we got to Montreal and we were on that set, that just happened really effortlessly. I was mostly always barefoot, so I could feel the house, and actually being able to work with the house after only using my imagination in the warehouse was incredibly helpful. That's one of the greatest things that can happen to you as an artist, to be a part of a movie that starts a conversation, because it's an original idea. It's completely unique, and I've never seen certain stories or certain ideas woven together in this way. So I'm still thinking about it, and Darren and I are still having conversations about it. And I think that's a gift as a filmmaker to give to an audience. That's a gift that that Darren has created. He's just brilliant. I don't really know how else to word it. He has a really natural talent. But he also went to film school, so he has this weird way of combining a very instinctual vision and then describing it in a lens size, which is impressive. And he's a very clear communicator. So for an actor, that's a